Hi, I'm Reb Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 43 years. I'm going through the lessons again this year, asking Jesus to clarify for me, and then I write from that clarity. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. We're looking at lesson 302. Where darkness was, I look upon the light. Father, our eyes are opening at last. Your holy world awaits us as our sight is finally restored and we can see. We thought we suffered, but we had forgot the Son whom you created. Now we see that darkness is our own imagining and light is there for us to look upon. Christ's vision changes darkness into light, for fear must disappear when love has come. Let me forgive your holy word today, that I may look upon its holiness and understand it but reflects my own. Our love awaits us as we go to him and walks beside us, showing us the way. He fails in nothing. He, the end we seek, and he, the means by which we go to him. I love that this lesson tells us we only think we suffer because we have forgotten who we are. There is the problem and the solution in a nutshell. And how do we remember ourselves? Not to sound like a broken record, but as he tells us all through the book, and as I preach every day, forgive the beliefs that keep us tied to the world. He does phrase it a little different this time when he says, let me forgive your holy world today, that I may look upon its holiness and understand it but reflects my own. Though I don't generally think of it this way, evidently we're holding a grievance against God. We had this tiny mad idea that we would try something different. To do so, we needed to turn reality upside down and all around. We certainly made a world that appears different from God's creation, but nothing actually happened. So we worked very hard to keep the illusion alive in our minds. This leaves us with equal parts guilt for our imagined transgression and fear of God's imagined wrath. Throw in a little resentment that his creation works and ours doesn't, and we have only managed to scare ourselves and to cause intense suffering. Since the solution is always forgiveness, we must forgive God's holy world so that we can be finally free of guilt, fear, and resentment, and thus end our self-imposed suffering. Then we will remember who we are and know our own holiness. Until then, we continue to try everything to improve on our hopeless project of making hell into our lost heaven. Even though I understand the idea of being in competition with God, I find it hard to relate to that idea. Probably that's because I've hidden our real motives so deeply into the subconscious that I can't remember them and don't want to. But that's okay. I can still do this work by approaching it in a different way, kind of like sneaking up on it rather than going headfirst into it. That's why I look at the various beliefs that occurred in order for me to have this experience and forgive them. The more I have done this, the clearer my mind becomes. With that clarity, I'm losing my fear of God. I am beginning to accept my own holiness and to, at least some of the time, operate from that holiness. I do that when I feel guided to perform a miracle and remind myself there is nothing my holiness cannot do. It can even awaken my mind to its true identity as the Holy Son of God. When I did lesson 298, I stepped out on a limb when I said that I could awaken, that there was nothing for me to do but to accept it. I didn't have to make myself better, work really hard, or accomplish anything. I simply accepted that it was mine for the asking, mine for the acceptance. Everything shifted at that time. It wasn't dramatic, yet it was unmistakably a shift. I just felt clearer, and the big deals fell away. It felt peaceful. with a quiet joy. Last night, something awakened me from sleep, and as I lay there, I felt the old uneasiness creep into my mind. It was like a mild anxiety that things were not settled. I didn't do enough, didn't have enough. My first thought was that I didn't want that feeling back, and that desire to be free kicked in. The next thought was that I needed to go back to that lesson, but I couldn't even think what it was, what it said, or remembered why it helped me before. But that desire for healing was strong enough to wake me fully. It was as if I were propelled from bed. I came to my office and looked up the lesson. I read it carefully, including what I had written and the message from Jesus. Then I went back to bed and slept soundly. This morning, I feel fine. And what a perfect lesson for the mind that tried to slip back into the uncomfortable but familiar patterns of not enough. God is both the means and the end. He is love, and so are we. He waits patiently for us to return, and when the desire rises in us, He is there, walking beside us, showing us the way. Last night, He brought me back to lesson 298. Today, He sends His angels to guard my mind from all dark thoughts. Say His name, and you invite the angels to surround the ground on which you stand and sing to you as they spread out their wings to keep you safe and shelter you from every worldly thought that would intrude upon your holiness. Thank you, Father. And so each time we choose to forgive the world, we step a little closer to remembering that there was never anything to forgive. Only love remains, gently lighting the path home. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I hope that you liked it. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then please like it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And please excuse the hoarseness in my voice today. I hope that it's clear enough for you to appreciate the message. And I'll be back soon with another reading. I'll see you then.